The thing about teaching is that the fulfillment sometimes comes a year or two later. Sometimes it never comes at all. So when something small happens, it keeps us going for a while, years even. In this instance, I dare say it'll keep me going forever. I think the most fulfilling part of teaching is seeing my students grow academically and personally. It really heartens me when I see them more confident in their writing, being able to use their phrases and skills seamlessly in their writing. I think that light bulb moment when my students finally master a skill always inspires me to continue doing what I'm doing. And while my main job is to teach them creative writing, I do try to take moments to teach them more about life lessons and values as well.
Most fulfilling part for me would be the thank yous. Honestly, for me at least, I don't expect nor want them to say thank you, but when they do say thank you, it gets to me. I had twins in my class who got me a cake at the end of the year, and this was before their results came out. They even asked the center if I was Muslim to make sure it should be halal. So to say thank you after scoring well is one thing, but to say thank you before they got their results in such a unique and self-aware manner was a completely different fulfillment. So in a way, they didn't just become my students, but in an unexpected way, they became my pillars, my umbrellas on a rainy day. The thing about teaching, for me at least, is that the fulfillment sometimes comes a year or two later, sometimes never comes at all. So when something small happens, it keeps us going for a while, years even. In this instance, I dare say it'll keep me going forever. Disassociating whatever happens in your personal life with what happens in the classroom, it can be difficult to put on a smile right before work and coming in with this can-do attitude regardless of whatever is happening in your personal life or how difficult your day has been. For a lot of us, after a difficult day, we tend to look for a space of comfort and safety, a kind of home. See, if the students are having a bad day, I didn't want my class to be another reason they feel they can't be safe or they can't do anything right. I wanted to be that space, that time of day where my students can be safe, happy, determined. I wanted to be the reason they fight another day.
The toughest part about teaching, to me, is the short amount of time I have with my students. In this short period of 2 hours that I spend with them each week, there's a lot that we have to cover, a lot that I want to teach, and there's a lot to improve as well. And sometimes it can get really overwhelming having to squeeze everything that I need and want to teach them in just a 2-hour time slot. I think there were even times when I would doubt myself whether or not I was doing a good enough job for my students in this short period of time. But what keeps me going is knowing that I'm making an impact on these youths. I know that this is a privileged position to hold, and I don't take that for granted at all. I know that, being of help to them is definitely something that keeps me going, as I don't want to let them down. I signed up to be a teacher to run this race with them, and I'll make sure to see it through.
I think my students constantly remind me that it's okay to share your feelings and that it's okay to not be okay. I think that sometimes as adults, we guard our feelings so closely and bottle up all our emotions. My students, they'll tell you about anything and everything that has happened in the past week since the last lesson. So yes, being in touch with our emotions and being able to express it, it's amazing. Us adults should try it more often.
My students have taught me that as teachers, we are really their role model and they look up to us. What we say and our responses to their questions have a bigger impact on them than we think.
If there's one thing I want to tell my students, it's that they have done well. It's not easy being a primary school student nowadays, I know. Having to juggle between a number of subjects, CCAs, other extracurriculars, tuition, and even trying to factor in time for themselves. I just want to let them know that I'm proud of them and they've overcome so much already. So don't give up and keep running the race. I know I may not always be their teacher forever, but I'll always be rooting for them.
I'm always here to help you and I'm always here to guide you. From there, all you need to do is try your best and do your best. As long as you feel that you have put in the best effort, that is already the best for me.
Remember why you do what you do.
Remember that the lessons you teach can last a lifetime.
Remember, you can change the world one child at a time.
Remember that you are making a difference every single day.